What's the deal, family? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got another banger for y'all, man. So look, we got Joe Rogan exposes Tyson Fury's long count after knockout. Okay, about to run this up one time for the one time, man. And look, some of y'all may have seen this, some of y'all haven't. I uploaded my full reaction to the Tyson Fury and Ngannou fight exclusively to my Patreon. I tried to upload it on YouTube, but it was too much copyright. I was like, fuck it. But it's the full version of reaction to the Tyson Fury and Ngannou fight is on my Patreon. It's only $1. Go sign up. But if we being honest, one of the things I didn't really think about was how long Tyson Fury's count was after he got knocked out by Ngannou. The reason being, he already got a 30-second count against Deontay Wilder. That count was like, I'm over exaggerating, but that count was realistically like 15 seconds at least. So in my head, it's like Tyson Fury, they're not going to count against Tyson Fury because I don't know why. I don't know if it's a conspiracy or not. I don't know if it's just people putting more focus on the count with Tyson Fury. Because this happens to a lot of boxers where the count isn't the real count. It's like, now the referee is here, now we counting. Right? So this is something I never even thought about or looked into or nothing. But now my eyes are open. And I want to see what he got to say about this. If you watch my reaction to the actual full fight live, which is on Patreon, I was in shock, complete shock, that Tyson Fury won the fight. I was like in disbelief. But after a day or so of thinking about it, when it comes to points, you could easily argue he won the fight on points. But based on how I saw the fight, eye test alone, Francis Ngannou won that fight without any sort of, without argument. He won that fight. But if you go on numbers and politics and this is how the game is scored and all it is, then yeah, sure, you could argue him winner. But I test what I see happening. Ngannou won that fight. But of course, that can't happen because then how is Tyson Fury supposed to fight Usyk if he just lost to Ngannou? Ngannou should fight Usyk. So we can't have that happen, right? Politics. Anyways, let's get into this video, see what Joe Rogan got to say. If y'all end up liking this video, hit that like button, subscribe for your boy, man. Just hit the like button, bro. You don't even gotta subscribe. Just hit the like button, bro. Like, to be honest with you, like, don't even subscribe to my channel, bro. Just hit the like button, bro. Anyways, let's get into it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's up. 6, 7, 8. So he made it up to the count of 10, and it's 22 seconds before they re-engage. If a boxer, like an elite boxer, fought an MMA fighter, they would have almost no chance. A lot of people thought he won decisions. I thought he won the decision. Very close fight. I mean, you can maybe say that Tyson Fury, you could kind of see an argument that he maybe could have won. I don't think so, though. When it comes to damage, I looked at it. I've watched it 3 times. And in my mind, he won the fight. And I think that's one of the most extraordinary accomplishments.
When he's saying he won the fight, he's talking about Francis Ngannou won the fight. Just watch the fight yourself. He won the fight.
In combat sports history, a guy who's had 0 boxing matches, who is an MMA champion, goes and fights a guy who is one of the greatest boxers that's ever lived. I mean, Tyson Fury is phenomenal. Now, whether Tyson Fury took him seriously, whether he was overconfident, who knows? I mean, he literally said to him, "Time to go to school. I'm taking you to school," at the beginning of the fight. And then
Tyson Fury said that?
Yeah, and then when Francis dropped him in the 3rd round, after the fight, Francis was like, "You are a shitty professor." And Francis is a real freak. He really rocked him. And by the way, check the amount of time that it took for him to get up.
23 seconds.
23 seconds. So that's after he dropped him. Look how big Francis is. I mean, he's just an extraordinary specimen. And didn't even start combat sports. He was 25 years old.
Where is he from?
Cameroon. So there's where he drops him. So now when he drops him, so look at the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's up. 6, 7, 8. So he made it up to the count of 10. And he's obviously clearly rocked. Takes a big deep breath. But look, it's 12 seconds, 13, 14. The guy's still counting. 7, 8. This is a bullshit count. The referee's still giving him an 8 count. And it's 22 seconds before they re-engage. The way he hits him is just this clubbing left hook. It's not even like full power from Francis. I mean, he didn't really totally Francis is dancing in front of him.
It comes out of nowhere, though.
Yeah, and then battered him again in the 8th round, and somehow...
Even if you took the 22 seconds after the 8 count is done, right? You took the 22 seconds off of that, right? That still leaves 15 seconds. Am I saying conspiracy? No. Does this happen sometimes in boxing? Yes. Right? Especially you got Francis dancing in front of him. Like, that was the thing about Deontay Wilder. He couldn't bring his ass back to the corner and let the count just go. Right? As a professional boxer, one of the biggest things you should always remember, even in times of when you just triumphed, is that me doing anything in this boxing ring besides going right back to my corner is going to give the person that I just knocked their ass on this ground, homie. I just popped these fools on this ground. For every second I'm bullshitting around the ring and dancing and doing taunting and doing this, that takes seconds away from the count that he has to get up so I can actually win this match off a knockout. A lot of professional boxers, they might do the boxing and do this and do that, but the one thing they might not get taught is what to do when you actually knock somebody out. Right? Nobody gets taught that. At least I don't think I've never heard of that being a thing you teach people in boxing. But in my eyes, due to the frequency of late counts or long counts that's been happening over the last few years, that would be something, if I was a boxing coach, I would be very mindful of, to be like, yo, if you knock this fool out, don't do nothing except get right back to that corner as fast as possible. Because the faster and easier you do that, the faster that count is about to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 10. Every single second you force the ref to have to interact with you so you can back up before they actually start their count is seconds off of you potentially getting a knockout victory. That's how I see it. Y'all let me know what you think.
They gave Tyson Fury the 8th round on at least one judge's scorecard, which is fucking insane. It might have been 2 judges. But boxing is a dirty business. It's a dirty sport. There's always
dirty
one
business.
judge in the bag, it seems. At the very least,
dirty business is the best way to say it. Because there's a judge who scored it like 38. Whatever it was like, dog, there's no way Tyson Fury won 7 rounds. Like, what are you talking about?
Absolutely paid off. At the very least, they're deeply indebted to the promoters, and there is some sort of an agenda to have this person who's either the most marketable or the one who the most is writing on. I don't think he's going to have a rematch. He didn't talk about a rematch, didn't say he wanted a rematch, and Francis wants a rematch for sure. Francis thinks he won the fight. And it's interesting, after the fight, immediately afterwards, most people were saying that Francis won. After watching it carefully, some people have said that there could be an argument that Tyson Fury may have outpointed him. In my mind, Francis landed by far the harder shots, by far did more damage, even though there's this thing that happens when you see an underdog outperform the expectations, which certainly happened. I think he was a 14-1 underdog. By the end of the fight, the online betting odds had Francis favored to win, which is crazy. Wow. And many people, including myself, felt like he did enough to win the decision. I felt he won by at least 1 round. And Eddie Hearn, he gave Francis 2 rounds. He said Francis beat him by 2 rounds. It's just an extraordinary accomplishment. Even losing a majority decision to Tyson Fury is insane. Because the only time this has ever happened before where an MMA champion fought a boxer was when Conor McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather. But Conor McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather when Floyd Mayweather was at the tail tail end of his career. It was the last bout that Floyd had. And Floyd just kind of like wore him out, outboxed him, and stopped him in the fight. Whereas Francis fucking dropped him in the 3rd round and battered him in the 8th round.
Yeah.
And it was just an insane performance. Literally like a legendary combat sports performance. It'll go down in history. When they talk about boxing, it's one of the greatest accomplishments ever. Boxing is an amazing skill. It's an amazing thing to learn. It's very helpful in terms of self-defense. It's an excellent, it's a must know. It's a thing that you must know. If you want to compete in combat sports, you must know how to box. But a really comprehensive skill set that a true MMA champion will have is far better.
You know what's even better, Joe? To stop paying for pay-per-views altogether. It's absolutely watch you.
Okay, I don't know who the fuck this dude is. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Shows.
We gotta get the fuck out of
The
here.
free access.
If a boxer, like an elite boxer, fought an MMA fighter, they would have almost no chance. If Tyson Fury fought Francis Ngannou in an MMA fight and beat Francis in an MMA fight, that would be more extraordinary than Francis beating Tyson Fury in a boxing match. Because at least a big part of Francis's skill set is his punching power and his hands. Whereas Tyson Fury has almost no experience in grappling, kicking, any of those skills. If he beat Francis in an MMA fight, that would be like the most...
He was talking shit about... No, am I tripping? I even think he might have even said he will fight Francis in an MMA fight, which I don't think is even on the table at this point anymore. Francis could, if he really, 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 really wanted to, could say, I'm going to be a boxer, I'm going to compete, and I will fight my ranks all the way up until I fight either Tyson Fury or Usyk, and I don't care who it is, and I'm fighting. He could do that. He already did that against the champion. Whether you want to say he was prepared or not, he did that. And he won. Eye test, he won. So if there's a chance that he could fight and grow up in the ranks and fight maybe lesser boxers, and if he beats them, it gets to the point where he is the top contender or the next top guy under the contender, there's no way you can't give that to him. And if he fails, then he fails. But based on what I've seen, there's no argument to not give him a chance.
Incredible thing that anyone's ever done, ever. But no boxer. The only boxer that's ever even like at an elite level competed in MMA was James Toney fought Randy Couture. It was at the end of James Toney's career. He had already accomplished incredible feats.
I didn't even know about this. James Toney
kind of just took it for a
Randy
paycheck.
Couture.
And he got taken down and just strangled pretty quickly. Randy Couture just ankle picked him, brought him to the ground, got on top of him, head and arm choked him. Once he got to the ground, it was like a foregone conclusion. Randy was going to destroy him. No boxer has ever said in the middle of their, like as if Manny Pacquiao in the middle of his prime said, I'm going to fight MMA. That would be insane. And he would probably get his face kicked off. Probably get strangled, probably get taken down, strangled, and
I
be
agree.
helpless. It's a different skill set. There's so much more to MMA. To me, it's more exciting to watch. It's certainly more complicated. It requires more of you. You have to train in multiple disciplines. You're not just training in using your hands. You're training in kicking, elbows, punches, knees, takedowns, submissions, submission defense. The rounds are longer. They're 5-minute rounds as opposed to 3-minute rounds.
5 minutes is a long time.
It's a long time. It's a long time. And in the old days, in the Pride days, in the old days of the UFC, there was no time limit. And then in the Pride days, which was one of the glory years of MMA in Japan, they would have a 10-minute first round. That was very hard. Dan Henderson said that was what separated the men from the boys, that 10-minute round. Because
10 minutes of straight fighting is crazy.
Against a trained killer. And they would do this at like the Saitama Super Arena, which is like 90,000 people, the Tokyo Dome, these enormous venues. Not that boxing is not insanely difficult on your endurance as well, especially at a very elite level. It's next to wrestling, which is probably one of the most difficult things. It's about as hard a combat sport that exists, but MMA is the top. That's the top.
For sure.
The MMA champion is widely regarded by almost anyone who's an expert as being the baddest man on the planet. Whatever weight class it is, the MMA champion, for the most part, is going to dominate someone who is just a boxer.
Right.
I agree with that. Could an MMA champion compete with a professional boxer at elite levels? Compete, maybe, but it's still going to be very difficult. But could elite level boxer compete with an elite level UFC fighter, no chance, my boy. Not in the octagon. So I do agree with them on that. But either way, exposing the long count, Francis Ngannou won. He should be fighting Usyk. And that's it. That's how I feel. Tell me I'm wrong, man. Y'all let me know in the comments how you feel. And that's it, homie. Give me more videos to react to. Let me know what you want to see. Comment under below. And that's it. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Remember to keep it real. Real is rare. And real always reaches everyone. Next time. Peace.